time they say waits for no man. It's 2025 and, of course, time is going. The fixtures are piling up. Some teams are creating separation while some are in aggregation along with other teams, either at the middle or at the bottom. It's a fantastic podcast. I welcome you back again to your number one show. I am here in the studio with Sabubu Elkun, the most fantastic, the most eloquent, the most investive co-host on the planet. Sabubu, what's up? How was the weekend?
The weekend was great.
It was great.
Happy New Year once again. The Premiership gave us blockbusters matches, right?
No be lie.
Now, we now know the teams that are serious for the top four, the teams that want to win the Premiership, the candidates that know that we will be relegated. Let's just bid our time and leave the Premiership.
Let's just entertain our fans.
Let them come and be collecting 5-0.
Yes, and then of course collect some more ticket money because next season go bloody.
Yeah. So the cream of the match started on Friday.
Yeah.
Where Real Madrid played their rescheduled match against Valencia. You know, the match was an awesome match. Why do I say so? Valencia scoring first. Madrid chasing the game. Bellingham losing the penalty. Then they had to bring in a 55-year-old Modric to come into the match to come and salvage it,
the situation.
And he ended up scoring the
equalizer.
Then Bellingham scoring the winning goal.
Redemption.
You know, Bellingham being the Spanish player of this season, last season, is not a fluke. Why am I saying so? He has scored over 25 goals in La Liga. And David Beckham and Michael Owen, those were the two combined goals they scored when they played for Real Madrid. And the guy has not even played 2 seasons.
That was awesome. A goal and an assist.
Yes.
An impressive performance.
Fantastic
and of
game.
course, you know, the top players have the top mentality. Missing a penalty, we all know some players, in quote, one Mbappe would be playing with drop shoulders and with low confidence. He kept on going.
And remember, your guy got a red card in that match.
Of course.
And after that match, he has been given an extra 3 to 4 games out.
So, Vinicius Junior, we wish you the best. Come back stronger. That's all we can say, with his brand new Globe Award as the best player in the world. So, but, you know, the best players in the world are always there for their team. They keep their heads and ensure that all is not lost, even when hope is lost. And that's what Jude Bellingham did. And then, of course, back to the English Premier League, where we saw some draws play out among the big boys. We saw Arsenal with a draw.
With the penalty and referee
and the
controversy.
And then Chelsea also played out a draw. And then subsequently on Sunday, Liverpool and Man United played out a draw. And then, of course, Man City picked up a win.
They beat
West Ham 4-1. And Newcastle also picked up a win against Tottenham. And, you know, one thing we noticed across the weekend was, you know, like you said, the referee, you know, is so, disappointing that in England, most of the time we go to watch a match which should be a spectacle and we end up talking about officiation. You know, one of the most consistent, one of the most consistent things about English referees is their inconsistency. They are just so unpredictable. It's as if they are using 2 different manuals to officiate the games, and that should not be the standard. It's really disappointing.
It apart from being disappointing, it's very painful because you saw after the match on Saturday, Ian Wright was very bitter.
Yes, Ademod McGallagher, the former Premier League referee boss, was even in agreement.
It was even in agreement until Ian Wright said, if you had given Gordon that penalty against Newcastle, he wouldn't have complained about the one given to us.
And Gallagher said the same thing. He said, indeed, it would have been proper if both were not given or both were given. But one being given and the other, the one which was not even given, resulted in a head injury. The player was bleeding, but nothing came to it.
And during the course of the match, they had to even tell him to go out to get his nose stitched.
You understand?
And the Brighton Arsenal match, I watched that match. Initially, I thought it was a straight penalty. But when you watched in slow motion, one thing about football is most keepers have gotten away from not conceding penalties when they touch the ball first before they touch the player. Apparently, Saliba said touch the ball first before he touched the player.
Go through the player.
But there's not, in football, they always say the referee's decision is final.
So finally, we can now see that Arsenal lost a chance to make the gap on Liverpool. Of course, they wouldn't have known that, but when Sunday's fixtures played out, unfortunately for them, they had let that chance slip by them.
The draw was like a loss.
Yes, indeed, it was like a loss because, of course, the boss at the top of the league were not able to keep themselves, get themselves 3 points. And then talking about another fixture, Man City have been the butt of jokes for weeks, but we saw them take care of business against West Ham.
Everybody has removed their lens from Man City, and they're picking up the points gradually. People are not taking notes.
Yeah. So, the boy they signed from what was that, their sister team that was playing at Girona, but he's the French team that owned him, that signed him. Anyways, Savinho he scored in their last fixture, and then he scored and he assisted against West Ham. Gradually, the young man is finding his feet in English football, and it's just the proper time for Man City to get a maverick up and running. As in contrast to Jack Grealish, whom Guardiola tore into after the fixture, saying Savinho is looking better, playing much sharper, and no goal in the whole calendar year.
365 days without a goal.
That's so, I don't know. Maybe the transfer window is open. So if Jack Grealish did not see a door into the first team, he can use the window into another team to help resurrect his career. That's quite unfortunate when you see players, switch teams for big money and struggle.
The problem Jack has is an English player first. So the press will be very, very unforgiving towards him.
And then the transfer fee.
The transfer fee is 100 million quid. So he came highly recommended.
And highly valued. And of course, he should be delivering on more. But unfortunately, it is what it is. And but like you said, nobody is looking Man City's way, and the pressure is off. They are picking up their results, which is a good one for them.
We saw what happened in Italy. We thought it was going to be a blockbuster match between Fiorentina and Napoli.
No, it was a blockbuster, but we expected it to be closely competitive. It should not be.
The scoreline, right?
Yeah, it should not be that wide. But credit.
It wasn't 1-0.
No,
it wasn't 2-0.
It wasn't.
It was 3-0.
It was 3. And that just goes to show that sometimes, Conte is still the boss, even though his teams look like they're laboring.
I sat down and watched that match and I asked myself, who sold McTominay to Napoli?
A certain team that is 14th on the table.
Do you know what that guy would have been doing for United now? That guy is an Amory type of player.
Indeed, he is. But I always tell people, football is not mathematics. It's not 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah, you're right.
He probably needed that move to grow in stature and
shake the shackles off his back.
Because he was one of United's most highly rated youngsters, and then a couple of coaches stagnated his development. They didn't trust him. They didn't give him that opportunity. Even when he was performing, the few minutes he would get, score important goals, and then pop up for Scotland and do magic. But he has now found a team where the manager has confidence in him, and boy, McTominay is balling. I think United will be, but United are not the only ones. A lot of teams are there licking their lips saying, I wish we kept this player.
And the money they sold him for, the replacements they bought
for him
were more expensive.
Well, give away. They give him. Nine don't find a way. So may everybody rest.
So that match at Anfield yesterday.
Wait, before we go to Anfield, a certain musician, Michael Jackson, is causing his team their top 4 place.
Sorry, he's talking about Nicholas Jackson of Chelsea.
No. See, because now I'm thinking, because when you used to call him Michael Jackson, I used to say no. I think, and I will be honest about it, I think that guy I don't know. Jackson is so frustrating. I know he's not totally at fault because tactically Maresca was very conservative in the sense that Chelsea should have finished off that game, but instead they were trying to manage the game up until um, 90 minutes, which played into Crystal Palace's hands. And we have seen Chelsea struggle with physical strikers. Mateta, like you predicted, was going to give Chelsea a scare. And although he wasn't very impressive all game, he popped up when it was most important to give them the equalizer. But I don't know. Jackson, for a player with his skill set, his finishing is so frustrating. And I think Chelsea should seriously be considering going into the transfer market to get a striker that can get the job done.
Well, see, FFP is going to play a very big part in this because there's still a very good Nkuku that does not have and time to play the run of games he needs. And as it is, Chelsea cannot just go and buy any player that they need to sell to buy.
Yeah.
I always say that Nicholas Jackson is not as bad as people think he is. He's one player that gives me that vibe from an R9. He knows how to play around. If you see him go, when he goes on that his bust, you would say, this guy is good. But put that ball across the line.
So you say he does everything well, but it's the finishing part that just frustrates you.
With time. Just give me time.
Unfortunately, Chelsea do not have that time. Chelsea were playing in the title race. Unfortunately for them now, they are now in a race to qualify for top 4. Two different races entirely. But I wish them luck in their race. And then we go to Anfield, where you were headed before I brought you back for the Apex fixture, the game of the weekend. Wow. Sabubu, what a game. I knew a lot of people weren't giving Man United a shot in that fixture, but for one that was thinking they'll be routed. What did you see?
It was a tactical battle that was won before the match started. United disrupt Liverpool's style of football. And it's a benchmark for other teams if you want to play Liverpool. But would you have the personnel to do that? We don't know. Do you have the energy to do it for 90 minutes? We don't know. Can you gain control of the match? We don't know. Because as the match was going, they had chances.
Man, you were looking like the more likely team to
because
win.
In the first 25 minutes, Liverpool should have been out of sight.
Probably 2 goals, maybe.
Probably
and
2 goals. 2 goals, it would have been difficult for United to come back.
It would have been a mountain to climb.
You understand? Because of the speed of Liverpool. They would always want to counter-attack them. But Onana, being who he is, made one lovely save and, Baba was shoulder up and I said...
No, he had an impressive game, actually. He had an impressive game. And he was not the only one. Bruno Fernandes, despite the thought of his suspension, he was back in the lineup and he put in a captain's performance. Impressive. Ahmad was once again, excellent against a very big team, an excellent side. And of course, we saw the Butcher and other players coming with a big performance.
Let's hope United keep playing like this. Then we are sure of them climbing the table.
Of course.
But if it's a one-off, then there'll be problems.
Amorim is already facing, he's already in one of the worst runs in Manchester United history. So hopefully he will also be looking to get himself back up to speed. And let's not take anything away from Liverpool. They are still top of the table.
Yes.
Salah is within short of becoming maybe the fourth highest scorer in Premiership history. You have his eyes on that. And of course, he overtook Suarez's record of the most goals and as goal contributions after 19 games in the Premier League. He's at 32. Suarez was at 31 a few seasons ago when Liverpool challenged for the title and Gerrard let it slip away. So Liverpool are still excellent, but this is a result they want to learn from. But so far, so good. With a game in hand, I don't think anybody is catching them. Well, we'll go for a short break, Sabubu. When we come back, we'll be looking at the transfer rumors, who is buying who is selling who is going where, and when it's going to happen. And of course, we are going to go into your favorite part of the show, the Investors Tips segment. Don't go anywhere.
In England, teams that want to win trophies, the race starts for them this week. The Carabao Cup has two top Premiership teams that will take themselves to the boxing ring at the Emirates tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Arsenal will play Newcastle.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, Tottenham Hotspur will play Liverpool. Now, these two teams, I don't know if they are at a disadvantage because they are playing FA Cup matches this weekend.
I think with the level of opposition in the FA Cup matches, bar Arsenal will have, of course, a very confident Manchester United to contend with.
Okay.
I think Liverpool and Tottenham can afford to go at themselves in the Carabao and field some of their, second string players to get the job done over oppositions in the FA Cup that do not look as impressive.
So what do you think? That Arsenal-Newcastle match, what are you looking at?
I know for sure.
Remember, there's no away goals rules.
Yes, of course.
In the Carabao Cup semi-finals. So if the match ends 1-1 or 2-2 at the end,
straight to penalties.
If it ends in a draw in the return leg, it goes straight to extra time and penalties.
Okay, this is the knockout.
This is semi-finals.
Semi-finals. Oh, of course, yes. In the semi-final stage, they might get a chance at extended play and
so what do you think?
Penalty shootout.
Arsenal, Newcastle, Emirates.
I think both teams are going to score, but I'll predict for that fixture, it's more like a draw or Arsenal win. A draw or an Arsenal win.
Then on Tuesday, Tottenham as well as Liverpool.
I think Tottenham cannot. They'll probably not be able to withstand Liverpool because Tottenham's defense is really shaky. They have an exciting attack. They play very well, but their high line and with the way Liverpool play, they are likely in for something. But it's going to be an exciting match because both teams are...
They love scoring.
Yeah, and they are exciting. They go out and they play football.
Then there's a small matter of a Spanish Super Cup on Wednesday. Athletic Club and Barcelona.
So, Barcelona Babastros the last time. So Barcelona needed that win after the brief break, so they could build up momentum. So we should be looking at them consolidating.
It's a semi-final match.
Of course.
The Arabs know how to bring out all these teams to the Middle East.
Yes, it's just a money fixture for them. But with the whole saga concerning Dani Olmo not be registered and all, Barca could do with the money. But again, it's going to be an exciting fixture. Athletic Club can be unpredictable, but Barca should get over the line.
Then Real Madrid versus Mallorca on Thursday, their own semi-finals.
Well, we all know what's going to happen there.
Then on Friday, the German Bundesliga is back. We have Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Leverkusen.
Another very exciting fixtures. But after the break, we don't always know what will happen. Some people might break down, while some people might break others. So I would go with a safe bet of both teams to score, but I'll be backing Leverkusen to get the job done.
Then we have a selected fixture FA Cup match on Friday night. Aston Villa versus West Ham.
Aston Villa are going to get the result at home. I don't see West Ham putting up too much of a challenge.
You're very sure about that?
I would say as sure as I can be sure.
Then on Saturday, a selected feature for the Bundesliga, Borussia Mönchengladbach
versus Bayern Munich. Well, Bayern. Bayern don't Bayern. So make Mönchengladbach just Bayern because they don't go see anything. But I think a refreshed Bayern are going to continue flexing their muscles. A well-rested Bayern. Yes, so it's a straight win for Bayern.
Then in the Serie A, we have a Torino Juventus.
That's a Turin derby. Juventus, like we say, those guys they're always here and there, but they should get the result. It's going to be a tough match, but Juve, I'll say Juve win or draw just to be safe, but Juve should get the result. Of course, there's also Udinese versus Atalanta.
Yeah.
Of which will back the Nigerian prince or the Nigerian king of African football. Ademola Lookman to get past his colleague in the Super Eagles,
Osimhen.
who is in the Udinese goal, the fine boy.
As Okoye, right?
Yes,
The goalkeeper.
Maduka Okoye. So that's another exciting match. Sevilla versus Valencia is also there in La Liga on Friday. Is that on Friday? On Saturday? That's more like Saturday. On Saturday, Sevilla will be hosting Valencia. Of course, we have Nigerians in Sevilla, and we recently welcomed the Nigerian to Valencia in Sadiq Umar, who has recently swapped Sociedad for Valencia, hoping that he will have better fortune there. We wish him the best. So that will be another fixture to watch out for in La Liga. But for the FA Cup in England, Liverpool versus Accrington Stanley.
4-0.
Chelsea versus Morecambe.
3-0.
Leicester versus QPR.
Leicester win.
You don't give them scores this time.
Not at all.
Bournemouth versus West Brom.
It will be tough, but Bournemouth to win.
Waiting go tougher. Bournemouth go West Brom.
This is the FA Cup.
Nothing they happen.
This is the FA Cup. Remember
nothing they happen. Nottingham Forest versus Luton.
They will be looted out.
Oh, they will loot them. Norwich versus Brighton. Norwich Brighton the other day.
Well, Norwich are flying high in the championship.
Of course.
And, there's... Most players say championship is one of the most difficult leagues to play in.
No, actually it is. The amount of games they have to get
and
through.
Intensity is out of this world.
Yes.
That's why most of the teams that are promoted, they just come in and think this championship they are playing. Then by the time they put them to the sword, they now say, okay.
They become more humble and tactical.
But it's a Brighton win. Tactically, they'll win that match. Tactically.
Yeah. Brentford versus Plymouth.
Oh my God.
They go play their mouth.
Brentford love scoring goals.
So, how many do you give them?
Brentford to win.
Brentford to win and over 2+ goals. That's for me. Man City versus another city. Salford City.
Sorry?
Salford.
Yeah.
Actually, Salford City is owned by class of 92.
Oh no. It's like a semi-Manchester derby.
Yeah, it's a semi-Manchester derby. So, a proxy Manchester derby.
You know what? City will take their anger on them.
Salford. No problem. We move on to Sunday. What is this? Tamworth versus Tottenham. Which one be Tamworth again?
Well, Tottenham has to win the match. That's what I would say.
No, Tottenham. If Tottenham don't win this one, then I don't think Postecoglou will have a job by Monday.
Yes, true.
There's no two ways about it. He's already like on the poorest run. Nuno didn't get this bad and he was sacked. So they have to prove their worth against Tamworth.
Right.
Arsenal versus before we go there, let's Newcastle versus Bromley.
Newcastle beat Bromley.
Okay. So now that we have gotten those ones out of the way, we'll talk about better match. Arsenal versus Man United.
Well,
at the Emirates.
That match, right?
Yeah.
If the team Arsenal brings out, it's close to the team we know very well, injury free, they will beat United. But if that team has the players that had viruses and all, United I saw yesterday.
They have antivirus.
No, Arsenal players, some of them not even have injuries. They have viruses. Kai Havertz, Odegaard couldn't start the match. The match against Brentford, Rice didn't start because there's a virus bug in the camp.
That's what I'm saying. Man, you have antivirus. So this is your virus problem now. They might take care of it and take care of business.
And Arsenal are pursuing 4 trophies as it is on paper.
To be 4-1 before
now, the Carabao Cup, they have to play Liverpool. Play Newcastle first leg. Then they have United on Sunday. It's a case of Arsenal being knocked out of 2 cups
It's
in 1 week.
probable. It's very probable.
And at the same time, they can go through on those 2 same cups the same week. So let's keep our fingers crossed and watch. Remember,
I think they can get the job done on both fronts. But of course, like we say, the festive period, these fixtures coming so thick and fast, there are rooms for injuries and there are rooms for surprises. You know, Arsenal tend to blow away teams that other teams struggle against, and then when you don't predict the struggle. But we should see them get...
Something tells me that they will have a stronger team against United
than against Newcastle?
Yes.
So they'll be prioritizing the FA Cup?
It's not about them prioritizing it. The team that will be available on Sunday.
Okay, should be...
They'll be fit.
There'll be more players
yes.
on Sunday than on Tuesday. Anyways, the best thing they can hope for is proper representation because, you know, these days with the quality of the league, any trophy you can get your hands on can be the only consolation you have at the end of the season. So we hope to see them get a good result.
Any update on any transfer?
Yeah, like I said earlier, Sadiq Umar has already made his move.
That Egyptian guy, I think he's going to City. The guy from Entrance France, I forgot his name.
Yeah, there's a rumor, Omar Mamouche. Yes. There's a rumor going on that actually City and United are interested in signing
But I think he's more interested in going to City.
Well,
from what I saw,
better served going to United. Even Arsenal have also been credited with an interest. Arsenal are, however, positioning to move for him at the end of the season. So Frankfurt are more inclined to Arsenal's bid because of the fact that he will be Liverpool also are looking at him as a replacement for Mo Salah. But of course, we have to wait to see how things unfold on that front.
The guy that plays for Wolves,
Matheus Cunha.
Yeah, I heard it's on record on different outlets that there's already a personal terms already with him and Arsenal. But Wolves want him to sign a new contract.
Actually, Wolves have moved to make him one of their highest earners. It is rumored. The figures are not out there, but they say it's a very lucrative contract yes. And he's considering signing it and staying on for maybe till the end of the season or one more season. The club gets their paycheck, a hefty transfer fee, and he makes some cool money while being assured of game time and there's no adaptation wahala in January. So that's also a move to watch out for. He's also being monitored by most of the top teams in the division. Manchester United and Arsenal are also credited with interest in him. Salah has categorically stated that this is his last season in Liverpool. So at least that one is settled. Mo Salah is unlikely to sign a new contract. I think Liverpool have disrespected him by not offering him a contract sooner and getting him the money he deserves, because it's ridiculous what that guy is doing at this level and at that age. But Mo Salah is leaving. It's likely Van Dijk will sign a new contract. The offer is on the table for Trent already. Sign a pre-contract in January and join at the end of the season, or we give Liverpool a £20 million, £25 million, £80 million, and he leaves immediately. So we are going to watch how that unfolds. That's more drama for them. And then Manchester City, who have been the supplier of exciting youth talent to other teams in the division, they have James McCarthy. Yeah, another exciting youngster being linked with Borussia Dortmund, RB Leipzig, and Fulham. It's rumored that Fulham have already made a bid for the young man. So we also watch how that one will play out and if he might be the one. Chukwuemeka and Dewsbury Hall are also being credited with transfer interest. Maresca has already said they can leave. So Arsenal was earlier credited with wanting to sign Dewsbury Hall, but right now West Ham are looking like more of a destination for him, and it won't do him any harm. He will see small playing time.
The mid-season transfer window has opened, and we have another three weeks to go.
Yeah, a lot of things can happen.
Especially the last week of the transfer is where you sleep and wake up and they'll tell you a certain player has been sold to a club. You wonder, when did that even take place? And they will tell you the medical was done in the coach's sitting room.
Yes. Indeed. Everybody scrambles to get this done.
We thank you for the feedbacks we've been getting, the subscriptions or the
Yes.
subscribers that
Yeah.
we've been getting, the likes and the followership on Facebook, and really appreciate. Thank you so much.
Yes, Sabubu made in our first video of the year, we were saying our goal is to get to 200K this year, and we thank you very much for your support. We hope that you continue to push us as we get there. If you love our content, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it on your WhatsApp groups, and we promise to always keep the Fantastics flag flying high. We won't disappoint you. We'll continue to give you a show you'll be excited about.
Till we see you again next week. Take care and remain blessed.